Hey there, good morning. Let me pull up my chat here so I can hear you guys. And by hear you guys, I mean see you guys. So, welcome to this episode of Morning Coffee with Jeep Solid in the garage. Today we're going to be working on our valves, getting these valve springs off. Just pulling up the chat here real quick. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. Limited edition mugs. Actually one of a kind right now. Let's see. Here I am again. And the audio is working. Yay! Cool. Alright, we're live. Let's see what chat we got going on. Sorry, it's just takes a second to set up the live stream. On this one, I always have to shut it down and restart it. And then that pulls up my live stream. So, good morning. So, I thought for this episode, let's see, Bronco, so cool. Hey, thank you. Yeah, merchandise. It's finally available. Will, good morning. Got yourself a cup of coffee? Good dark roast. So we're going to remove some valve springs here. Got to figure out how to do this with my coffee, my tablet, everything else, so I don't knock anything off here. My gloves on, because I don't want to get super greasy. And yeah, so we're using this valve spring compressor. It's definitely not my favorite, but it does the job. Who else we got joining us? T. Peterson. Dennis is here. Hey, good morning. Lineage to Revolution. I didn't drink evening coffee here in Russia. Hey, hello from Russia. Cool. British Columbia is here. Bill, good morning. Is that Jacob? J-A-C-O-B? Jacob Cow? Let's see how long the hat stays white. Yes. Actually, I wondered that. Do I just keep this a nice pristine white hat? Only wear it out to, like fancy suit and tie dinners? Or do I just go with it and get it greasy and dirty? And I think that might be cool. So I might end up doing that. Yeah, this is actually my second cup this morning. Move you guys a little bit. Let's get started. So valve spring compressor, topless jeeping. There we go. So yeah, this is the head from my, I hope the audio is okay. Oops, let me kick you guys. This is the head off of my stroker build. And I'm just in the process of taking the valves out. Let me see here, I don't need this board. It's funny because I try to go live at 9 o'clock, and so the last couple minutes before the live stream, I'm running around the house like, hey, I gotta be live in like 3 minutes. Like, I need to get my coffee, and I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I gotta set up the microphone. And those of you that don't have a spring compressor, this one works, but honestly, it is no fun. There are much better systems out there, but this one, honestly, it does the job. It works. Abby in California. Good morning. I'm trying to find the OEM front drive shaft 94. I don't really need it. An extreme terrain one. So, Will, is that like a daily driver that you take off road every now and then? So what I'm doing is just compressing the spring here. I should have my glasses on. This thing is like a loaded gun when it's compressed at all. I want to keep both of my eyeballs. So one thing I don't like about this spring compressor is, you know, you can see, like I said earlier, I'm grabbing it down below, keeping those teeth into the spring. I'm gonna end up spilling my coffee. Yeah, it's still stuck. You guys remember my last video, if you were here, I was beating on the, I'd compress it like that, but I'd have to still hit the valve a little bit. There we go. They're still stuck. But yes, you put a socket on top of these guys, give them a pop. Did that a couple times. Still giving me trouble. So these guys, they get varnish on them and like some little bit of corrosion. Just makes it real tough. See if I can get you guys in here. There we go. One keeper. There we go. Both keepers are out. And then, yeah, I can just pull the whole thing off, but like I said, it's a loaded gun right now. So I just kind of leave it in place while I back it off. Obviously, while I'm doing this, I can't see your guys' comments, but I'll go back and read them here in a second. And yes, there are definitely much better spring compressors out there. This one, honestly, the only reason I have this one is it's very inexpensive. I think it's like a $15 spring compressor, and it works. I mean, it does the job. It's a huge pain, but it works. If you, like I said in my video, if you're doing this often, get a better spring compressor. But if you're like me, just a hobbyist, only doing a head every now and then, it does the job. And let's see, this is, what was this? This was intake. You know, I'm keeping all the springs and valves and everything in order, because, well, I'm definitely going to be using new springs. It's just part of doing the rebuild. Your springs get kind of compressed. They don't work great. Let me unzoom you guys. I'll try not to move the camera too much, because as I went back and watched one of my own live streams, it was like, oh, quit moving the camera. It's super nauseating. Let's see. Audio is great. Cool. Thank you, Bronco. Solid. Put your safety glasses on. Yep, check. Yeah, exactly. Just trails and fishing trips. Okay. Also a daily driver. So kind of like mine. Eyeballs are good. If you have older extended spark plug remover, try one instead of the socket. A few inch wax should get it. Yeah. You know, I hit it with the hammer and a spark plug. Or not a spark plug. Hammer and a socket. And some of them I hit so hard, one of the keepers popped out. So I really hit them. But I don't know. There's my intake. See if we can get you guys a view of that behind you. Yeah, it's not going to focus great. Not the best shot of the intake, but honestly, these valves look better than my last build. My last build, they were super pitted, especially the exhaust. So there we go. One down, 9 more to go. We'll do a couple of these together, and then I'll just pay attention to the chat. That's more fun. maybe you guys will get to see one of these shoot off, because definitely have that experience. And when they shoot off, it's spring loaded, shoots off like a gun. Well, like a spring loaded gun, I guess. Makes me nervous. Keep my mouth shut. I want to keep my teeth too. Ooh. Sounded like it made a noise there, the spring compressor. But this guy's not. I have to try to get a better bite on him, a little lower. Oh, there we go. Oh, it was stuck up on the ridge, that's why. Huh. Yeah, the spring kind of came up. It's okay. But I have a feeling this one I'm going to have to pop with the 2x4 as well. And the key to this spring compressor is keeping it right in the middle. Keeping a little pressure on the teeth down there. Oh, it's free. One keeper. Two keepers. Back of the loaded gun off. After doing a few of these, my hands get tired too. There we go. Not easy, but it gets it done. Get her done. It's a fly harassing me here. And yeah, like I said in some of my other videos, I'm meticulous about keeping everything in order, because I don't know, I've talked to a lot of people that didn't keep things in order and they regretted it down the road. Oh, I forgot to keep these, you know, these strap bolts in order, or this what was it recently? Yeah, I think it was strap bolts on a drive shaft, and or the straps themselves. And that's what my recommendation was. I'm like, well, just put it back together as best you can, and if you end up with any balance issues, so I think it was his drive shaft all entirely, you can get them out of balance 180 degrees. Not the end of the world, but they balance drive shafts. They have little weights on them so that you can just like balancing a tire, I guess. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Would a hose clamp around the arms help? Yeah, it would. Yeah, or some vice grips or something. Yeah, because the problem, you guys might know, yeah, those little teeth, these guys right down here. So what they do is, yeah, if they slip off the spring at all, and they don't have a ton of bite, but if they slip off the spring at all, then boom, you lose your whole system, and it scares you, it makes you jump. But yeah, I just hold it with my hand, and as you can see, I just did a couple, and I have fairly good success at them. I think that would hurt. Yeah, honestly, it scares me more than it hurts. I've never really gotten hurt by it, but definitely it'll make you jump. Because, yeah, it's quiet. You're just, bam! It's, I don't know. It's never really hurt me or hit me. Good morning. Who's that? Alkierman. Alkierman? Alkierman. Good morning. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. Paul, good morning. Dale worked as a balloon guy in his previous life. You can see the skill showing up with those gloves. Yep. Yeah. I use the gloves and I save them. These are, I think I have these linked in my video description. They're like 8 or 9 mil, something like that. They're pretty thick. They work pretty well. I like them. You must be back east somewhere. What is it, 9 here? So it's noon, maybe? Noonish? The other thing, like I hold on to that spring compressor so tight that my hand gets tired. South Georgia. So it must be humid there, right? I hear Georgia's humid. Or am I completely off? Dale bought me a box of those orange gloves for my birthday. Great gloves. Yes, I did. Yeah, they're good. Did I get them for your birthday? I think I got them for you just as like a general thank you for like some of your help. You're helping me with projects or something. I don't remember. About 90% humidity. Farthest east I've been is Louisiana, and it was great. First few days we were there, where I was in New Orleans, and first few days was great, but then the third day, the humidity set in, and then, man, by like, yeah, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was like, oh, yeah, the humidity makes a big difference. Here, I don't know, Bronco Solid, Jason, he'll probably be able to tell, but what, we have like 10-15% humidity? Yeah, it gets up to, 100 degrees here in the summer, but it's okay. Oregon, Southern Oregon. Let's see. Got to pull my head on my 04 LJ. Used your video as a guide to do compression test. 4 cylinders around 100 to 106 after it overheated. Overall, thanks for the tips. No problem. Yeah, a lot of it is just reading, studying, watching videos, learning, digging into it yourself. Yeah, the East is brutal for humidity. 15% in the afternoons. That's here, maybe. Yeah, 15%. 15! Boy, it's miserable. All day long, you never get used to it. Oh, really? Tip from Georgia friend, you never get used to the heat and humidity. You just get... you get used to being uncomfortable. Yeah. Normal uncomfortableness. How far are we into this? 18 minutes. Should we do a few more? Pacing myself. I gotta put my valves away though. Where's my valve box? Ooh. Yeah, I'll just remember. These are number 2 because I don't want to run. I think it's outside. I have like all my stroker build parts outside right now. And yeah, the exhaust. So that's the difference between the intake and exhaust. So the intake here is constantly being bathed in gasoline, right? So your fuel injectors are bathing it, and it doesn't get as hot as the exhaust. But that's the multi-port injection fuel injectors. It's actually a really good system for kind of keeping the intake valve clean. The exhaust, oh, the UK is here. Exhaust, this is the one where the valve seats. Boy, I wish it would focus on that. Maybe if I tap it. Where the valve seats on here, you get a lot of pitting because the exhaust valve gets really hot. How do I get Jeep Solid swag? Actually linked, I I think do I have in the video description down below? Possibly. Or it's on my channel, Teespring. So or if you pull up one of my videos on a mobile device, you'll see my merchandise there. So, and if you end up getting something, a hat, shirt, whatever, I'd love it if you email me a picture or send it on my Facebook to Jeep Solid, and I'll share it on my social media. I love doing that. It's fun connecting with you guys in that way. So this is cylinder number 2. Let's clean up my greasy hands here a little bit, and we'll do number 3. Common ticking noise. Probably your valve train, your lifters. Common ticking noise in 4-liter engines. Anybody? Input? You can actually pull your valve cover and take a look at it. But, you know, there's quite a few things it can be, but that's a good place to start. You pull your valve cover, and once it's off, you could turn the engine over and see if you can hear the ticking that way. Compressing the spring. I think this is the one that, yeah, one of the keepers popped out. Oh, there's the other one. Didn't even have to use my magnet. This is the one where, when I was popping it with the socket, one of the keepers shot out. So I was popping it pretty good because they weren't breaking loose, and they're still kind of stuck. I'm glad I'm doing this live, because it's a lot easier with doing it with you guys, because I get to stop and take breaks because my hands get tired. Hey, you have an excuse. Let me stop and check the chat. Yeah, this would be intake. Yeah, these valves, they don't look terrible. But on this build, I don't know what I'm doing for the head yet. If I'm going with the stock head, if I'm having the, you know, new valves and guides and all that put in, or am I going completely new? I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. This is an exciting build, a fun build, but a slow build. It's going to take me a while, and I'm producing other content as I go along. Let's do one more here, and then we'll have what? We'll be halfway done. 3 of the cylinders done. See if this one comes out easy. Nope. Gosh. These keepers are just stuck. And yes, anybody just joining, I've already hit this with a socket. I have to do it again. These keepers are just jammed down in there. Let's see. Oh, Dale blew up. Feed died. How would I know? How do I know if there's more extensive damage further down the engine with a blown head gasket? Blown head gasket, there's a few ways or a few things to look into. Honestly, if I were you, I would just research on Jeep Forum or Google, just Google it, like how to identify a blown head gasket. And there's certain things to look for. The smoke coming out of your exhaust. If you after your engine is warmed up or the initial condensation is blown out of your muffler. If you keep having white smoke, then coolant leak. It can have a little blue tinge to it, I think. Or if you're losing coolant, like if you're having to top it off every few weeks or whatever. Also, if your coolant gets dirty, oily looking, milky looking. A few things to check, but blown head gasket won't necessarily cause a ticking noise in my mind. I don't think so. Ticking noises, yeah, usually, at least, is that the same guy who's talking about the ticking noise? Some mechanical part moving, like lifters, valves, rods, rod bearings, something moving, tick, 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 tick. This valve is giving me trouble. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna beat on it some more. So let's see here. But I've already done this so many times. Hammer. Socket. Safety glasses. Livestream died. You guys still hear me? Because Bronco Solid is saying livestream died. He's messaged me in chat, but I still have it up. 27 minutes. So make a comment if you can still hear. Yeah, I'm still here. Cool. Thank you, Abby. So let me let Bronco and Solid know it's just him. Oops. Just you. Still live. So yeah, anybody that doesn't know Bronco Solid, yeah, he's one of my friends. We've YouTubed together for a long time. For decals, email Dale at Jeep Solid. Bill Flint, still here. Cool. All right. Hammer, socket, safety glasses, and beat on this thing. I've already done this. It's my third time. And that should be enough to get it done. I was trying, so unless the whole valve is pushing down, which is quite possible, I'll try not to hurt your guys' ears. Let's see if we can get this one off. Let's give it a try. Give you guys a different view without making you sick. Where are we at? I would almost say I dislike this spring compressor for a few reasons. Makes me nervous. It's a lot of tension, and it works okay-ish. I'm having trouble grabbing this one. There we go. Ah, it's free. See if I can move it so you guys can see. Oh. Yeah, you guys can kind of see. Keeper. The other keeper. And then it's free. But I just back it off here so the spring doesn't shoot across the room if it disengages. There we go. And the valve pulls out then. Boop. Easy as that. So let me grab my coffee here. Take my balloon gloves off again. Aha! It finally gave out. Nice view of your neck. Yes. Oh. There we go. Let's pick up some of the comments here. Mine hasn't cut out. Jason's internet must be glitching. Yeah. That was dumb. I'm on a gigabyte connection. The Netgear looks great. I prefer the far gear. LAMO. Ah, the new Netgear. Thank you, Brock Solid. Shoot the spring. That would be good action. Oh, just get. Yeah, I've done that. Been there. Yeah, I've learned. That's why I'm holding on to that spring compressor so tight and my hands get tired. It's a nice view of your neck. Loud and clear. One of my viewers mentioned you should sell mugs. So honestly, yeah, mugs will be coming soon. The design is all ready. But what I have to do is, like the merchandise I have listed now, I have to like unlink it and then apply for a new store to be loaded, and it's a little bit of a pain. But when I load a new store, then I'll be able to have mugs and other things as well if you guys want. So like I said, if you guys do buy any gear, send me a picture. I'd love to share it on my social media. So we're about a half hour in. I'm gonna wrap it up here and get started with my next project because I gotta have a video up by Friday. I got some work to do. It's not gonna be on the head or valve springs. It's gonna be working on PJ some more. So thank you guys. Appreciate your support, and I'll catch you guys Friday. Have a good day.